Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 most disturbing unsolved mysteries in the United States. Prepare to be intrigued and unsettled as we delve into these chilling cases that remain unsolved to this day. We're talking about disappearances that defy logic, deaths with unexplainable circumstances, and events that seem to point towards something beyond our understanding. So, lock your doors, turn on some lights, and get ready to explore the dark side of America. These are the stories that keep investigators up at night, and they might just keep you up too. It's Christmas Eve, 1945. The Sodder family, nestled in their home in Fayetteville, West Virginia, should be celebrating. Instead, their lives are about to be consumed by an inferno of tragedy. A fire, as relentless and merciless as a hungry beast, engulfs the Sodder home. As the flames die down, a horrifying truth emerges. 5 of the Sodder children are gone, vanished. No remains, no trace, just an empty space where laughter and life once filled the air. The fire, investigators claimed, burned too quickly, too hot for the children to have escaped. But the Sodder family held on to hope, clinging to the belief that their children were still out there somewhere. Years pass, the mystery deepens. A photograph arrives. A young man bearing a striking resemblance to one of the missing Sodder boys. Was the fire a cruel diversion? Did someone orchestrate this horrific event to take the children? The questions linger, unanswered. Picture this. A dark rural highway in southwestern Minnesota. 19-year-old Brandon Swanson loses control of his car. He calls his parents, frantic but coherent. He describes walking towards a nearby town, then a scream. His parents rush to his aid, but Brandon is gone. His car is found miles away, defying logic. Searches yield nothing, no sign of Brandon. Did he wander into danger? Was he met with foul play? Or did something unexplainable snatch him? The ER, a whirlwind of activity, a place where life and death collide. But nothing could prepare the staff at Riverside General Hospital for what walked through their doors on February 19, 1994. Gloria Ramirez, a 31-year-old mother, arrived at the hospital, her body ravaged by cancer. But her illness was only the beginning of a medical mystery that would baffle doctors and terrify the nation. As nurses drew blood, a strange, pungent odor, like garlic mixed with something far more sinister, filled the air. Then, the unthinkable happened. Nurses, seasoned professionals accustomed to the chaos of the ER, began to collapse, overcome by waves of nausea and dizziness. Was this a bizarre chemical reaction, a rare and unknown toxin? Or was it something more, something unexplainable by science? The mystery of Gloria Ramirez, the toxic lady, remains unsolved. A chilling reminder of the unseen forces that may lurk just beyond our understanding. Chapter 4. The Dyatlov Pass Incident of the U.S., the Yuba County 5. February 1975. 5 men, friends with a shared love for basketball, pile into a car, their destination, a game in nearby Marysville, California. They never arrived. Their car, a pale blue Mercury Montego, was discovered weeks later, abandoned in the snow on a remote mountain road. The scene was perplexing. The engine was running, the headlights were on, and personal belongings remained undisturbed. But the men were gone. Months later, their bodies began to emerge from the unforgiving landscape, miles from their abandoned vehicle. One man was found shoeless, his feet bare despite the freezing temperatures. Another bore horrific injuries inconsistent with any animal attack or accidental fall. Was this a case of disorientation, a desperate attempt to survive the harsh elements gone tragically wrong? Or did a darker force claim the lives of the Yuba County 5? Chapter 5. The Mysterious Death of Elisa Lam, the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles, a building steeped in a dark and troubled history. It became the backdrop for a mystery that captivated the world and left investigators scratching their heads. Elisa Lam, a 21-year-old student, checked into the Cecil Hotel in 2013. She was young, vibrant, full of life. Then, she vanished. Days later, guests began complaining of strange occurrences: discolored water, low water pressure. Then came the horrifying discovery. Elisa's body was found inside one of the hotel's water tanks, her final moments captured on the hotel's eerie elevator security footage. Was she suffering a mental breakdown? Was she being pursued? The questions swirled, fueled by the hotel's sinister reputation. Despite extensive investigations, Elisa's death remains a chilling mystery. Chapter 6. The Ghost Ship, Maura Celeste. The vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, often a lonely and unforgiving mistress, holds countless secrets beneath its waves. But few mysteries are as perplexing as the tale of the Maura Celeste, a ship found adrift and eerily deserted in 1872. The ship, seemingly untouched by the elements, its sails billowing in the wind, was a ghost ship in the truest sense. The cargo was intact, the crew's belongings undisturbed. Plates of food lay half-eaten on the table. But the crew, 10 souls who made up the heart of the Maura Celeste, were gone. The lifeboat was missing, suggesting an organized evacuation, but the ship's logbook offered no clues, no distress signals, no hints of mutiny or panic. Did a rogue wave wash them overboard? Did a monstrous sea creature rise from the depths and claim them as its own? The questions linger, as haunting as the empty decks of the ghost ship itself. Chapter 7. The Smiley Face Killers. Across the United States, a chilling pattern began to emerge. Young men, often college students out for a night with friends, would vanish without a trace. Their bodies, often discovered weeks and months later in rivers and lakes, bore the chilling marks of accidental drowning. But a sinister detail linked these seemingly unrelated tragedies: a smiley face. Spray-painted near the locations where the bodies were found, these crudely drawn symbols became a calling card, a chilling signature that sent shivers down the spines of investigators and terrified an entire nation. Was this the work of a serial killer, a twisted individual with a penchant for morbid humor? Or was it a network of killers, operating under a veil of secrecy, their motives as murky as the waters that claimed their victims? The families of the victims cling to the hope that one day, the truth behind the chilling grin of the smiley face killers will be revealed. Imagine this. A successful young businessman suddenly gripped by paranoia, convinced someone is after him. This was Blair Adams in the summer of 1996. His behavior became increasingly erratic. He withdrew money, liquidated assets, and embarked on a frantic journey, changing cars, buying plane tickets, always on the run. Blair's body was found in a motel parking lot, his death ruled a homicide, thousands of dollars were found scattered near his body. Was Blair's paranoia justified? The truth, like Blair himself, remains elusive. February 9th, 2004. A date forever etched in the minds of the Murray family. A date that marks the beginning of a nightmare that continues to this day. Maura Murray, a promising nursing student, crashed her car on a desolate road in Haverhill, New Hampshire. A passing motorist stopped to offer assistance, but Maura, visibly shaken, insisted she was fine, that she'd called for help. But when police arrived, Maura was gone. Her car, a tan Saturn sedan, sat abandoned, her belongings still inside. Her phone, her wallet, her textbooks, all left behind as if she vanished into thin air. No signs of a struggle, no footprints in the snow, just an empty road and a chilling silence. Did she stage her own disappearance? Was she abducted by a passerby? The mystery remains, a haunting reminder of a young woman who vanished without a trace. 1587. The New World, a land of promise and peril, holds countless mysteries, but few are as enduring and as unsettling as the fate of the Roanoke colony. Over 100 men, women, and children vanished without a trace, their disappearance shrouded in mystery and whispered rumors of ancient curses. John White, the colony's governor, left the settlers to gather supplies, his return delayed by the Anglo-Spanish War. When he finally returned to Roanoke Island 3 years later, he was met with an eerie silence. The settlement was deserted. Homes stood empty, belongings lay untouched, and the only clue to the colonists' fate was a single word carved into a tree: Croatoan. Did they integrate with the native Croatoan tribe? Were they victims of a hostile attack? Or did something more sinister, something rooted in the ancient legends whispered by the indigenous people, consume the lost colony of Roanoke? The mystery endures, a chilling reminder of the unforgiving nature of the New World. These mysteries continue to baffle investigators and haunt the families involved. What do you think happened in these cases? Share your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more intriguing content. Until next time, sleep tight, and keep one eye open.